Barb stops.
Shoulder line.
Yeah,
I have to give up the hunting.
wrestling deer.
Sure. Unless you guys do it like that.
Oh no, you got it. I can't believe it's December. Three.
It's 6 o'clock, we'll start with the pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome everyone. Good looking crowd. Let's see, let me get a motion for the approval of the minutes from November 20th, 2023 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Questions about the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. How about for the approval of the November 2023 expenses?
I'll make that motion to approve.
I'll second.
Questions regarding the expenses? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. And the amendments, I guess there are none. Correspondence,
Yes, sir.
nothing. Old business. New business, 7A. Motion to approve or deny resolution 2023-18, exoneration of delinquent property taxes from parcel number 40-014-088.1-005.63.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second it.
Any questions regarding that exoneration? Oh,
Where is it?
oh,
So Bob, this was the trailer that was removed that they approved the exoneration 2 weeks ago. However, now the county is requesting an official resolution.
Thank you.
So I had to put it back on the agenda for a resolution.
Thank you.
okay, great. All righty. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you. Motion to approve or deny resolution 2023-19, exoneration of delinquent property taxes, parcel 40-014-008.3-001.78.
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Lisa, do you?
This one's also a trailer removed at 28 Rosewood Lane.
Okay.
That's in one of the parks. Which one?
Yeah. Okay, good. Questions other than that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve or deny the proposed 2024 budget.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Questions about the proposed budget? It'll be on display for X amount.
20 days.
20 days for public viewing. And then we'll,
It's not on the web, is it?
what's that?
It's not on the web?
It is not.
Where does it go?
Usually I post it on the board up here.
Oh.
We could probably put it on the website.
Yeah, that would probably wouldn't be bad.
I would like to see it there. I would look at it if it's there.
Yeah, that's it.
You come get it down here, it's a problem.
Okay. We can do it.
Yep,
Um,
I'll get it to Deborah tomorrow and I imagine it'll be up
okay.
by Wednesday at the latest.
Thank you.
Very cool. Any other
This is not final vote, this is just proposed?
No, just a proposed,
So you, probably the next meeting, you will.
20 days.
20 days, so it won't be the next meeting. Okay.
You,
Offhand, do you know how much you guys are proposing for a pay raise for employees?
Yeah, 2.5%. Yeah, 2.5%.
What's that?
2.5%.
I thought you said, when I heard you say something about 25.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry, 2.5.
Supervisors.
Yeah. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve or deny the third amendment to Berry Highway Host Company funding allocation agreement.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Any questions about that allocation?
Could you explain what it is, or a brief explanation, or just its continuation of what we're paying them?
This year, $1 million even. So a $20,000 increase. Was it 980 last year?
It was 986,
986, 14.
so $14,000.
They wanted a lot more than that, but until we get some more, this study done, it's not going to. So we rounded it to that for now, Jim.
Thank you.
Questions other than that? Anybody? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve or deny the 2024 through 2029 Erie County District Judge Lease Agreement.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Questions about the lease agreement?
Do you know how much it is for? I don't know if it's by the month or by the year.
So the first year, it will be $49,956.24 per year, payable in monthly installments of $4,163.02. And then every year thereafter, it will be a 2.5% increase through 2029.
And we negotiated that. They wanted to do a flat rate right through the 6-year deal. And we got the
2.5%.
2.5% a year increase, so that wasn't,
That's
not a bad
a
hit.
very good deal, because you know, guarantee, I can't no guarantee, but more than likely, the cost of electricity and heating this building will go up more than 2.5%, and I presume that it's all on one heating system and one electrical system, so that basically breaks you guys even. So
They do have their own heating and air conditioning service now, whether or not,
They don't pay
they don't, yeah, I guess
the
they
bill,
don't pay.
it's
you
included.
guys are still supplying it.
Right.
We're paying the bill. So,
Yeah, it's a pretty lengthy agreement, but it's standard across the county. They have a standard agreement for all the district justices, and each township had their little touch on it, you know, to do what they wanted to do, and that's what we wanted to do. It's fair. Thank you. All right, anything else? All in favor then?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Land development? Is that you? Good.
The first plan I'm going to present to you would be the Frito-Lay Amended Development Plan located at 8170 Oliver Road, personal ID number 401773 19.03 in the Industrial Park. I received this plan on October 3rd. Owners are proposing to construct a 1,650 square foot addition to the existing commercial building and to relocate an existing trash compactor. On September 26th, the Summit Township Zoning Hearing Board voted to grant the owners a variance to the zoning ordinance in order to reduce the required rear yard setback from 50 to 33, which is a variance of 17 for the addition and for the trash compactor. This did go in front of the Planning Commission on November 13th. They did recommend approval. in front of Erie County Planning on November 20th. They recommended approval. We do have sidewalks on there, and that's something that I'm going to talk about.
Might go to that.
Go ahead.
So the applicant is asking for a deferral of the sidewalk at this point, primarily due to technical reasons. The sidewalk would be this portion that's hashed right here on the plan. And part of the issue is there's a stream culvert here, and it basically runs the width of the road and then dumps out into an unnamed tributary. They would have to extend that culvert to put in the sidewalk, and then topography-wise, they're not quite sure how this would tie in with the surrounding area just because it's so far down off the road. So they asked for a deferment until such time that the adjoining properties would have to develop, and then they would tie in.
There are no other sidewalks up there.
No, not at the moment. And Mike Sanford's here if you have any questions. If I misspoke, Mike, please correct me if I was wrong.
You're good.
Okay, thank you.
And we've done that with other folks in the
Yes.
past, and it seems to work really well. Okay. All right, well, then,
Is that a factory or what is it? Frito-Lay.
the distribution.
It's a distribution for Frito-Lay chips.
The building is going to be used for maintenance of the Frito-Lay trucks.
Oh, all right, okay.
I didn't hear that, what did you say it was?
It'll be a maintenance building for their mechanic. I guess they have a mechanic that comes up from Pittsburgh once a month that work on the trucks, and right now they have them out in the parking lot working out the elements, so they want to provide them a structure to work in.
Okay.
So this is a warehouse and putting addition on that?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, it basically, the big trucks come in, drop off the chips, and then the little trucks take it to all the restaurants and stores. Yeah.
All right.
On that deferment of the sidewalk, is this stuff put in writing so that in 10 years or 20 years, when hopefully sidewalks will go in, go to adjoining properties, that it is noted? Because things seem to get, well, yes, we'll, write it down, and it doesn't get written down, and then 20 years later, some township is paying to put sidewalks in, or whatever. Is it put into the deed somehow, or into this plan, so that you can go back and say, look, you signed off on it, we deferred it, now we're enforcing it? Is there something in writing?
Yes. It's on the plan noted, as well as we have a sidewalk deferral agreement, which is filed at the township. And is that recorded, or?
Yeah.
And it's recorded at the courthouse as well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we have stricter provisions than maybe they did in the past to avoid that sort of thing. All right, anything else regarding Frito-Lay? Probably ought to read it. I don't think I did. The motion to approve or deny Frito-Lay amended land development plan, 8170 Oliver Road, parcel ID number 40-017-0-019.03 Industrial Park.
I'll make the motion to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Got another one. Motion to approve or deny Delta Sonic Car Wash Systems Incorporated amended land development plan, 6900 Peach Street, parcel ID 40-004-016.0-062.03 in the mixed use regional.
So, we've Delta Sonic amended land development plan. The owners are proposing to realign the queue lines for the existing car wash, install a new pay booth, and install a new canopy on the west of the existing commercial building. We're also going to relocate the dumpsters. And they are proposing, they are planning on putting in sidewalks. And that would be along Peach Street. and along Keystone Drive.
So they're gonna run 2 pre-wash bays or 2, what are they doing? They're gonna run 2 bays or 2 lanes all the way through? Or is that just?
I think this is where you come in, Mike. I can explain that.
I'm Mike Sanford, and I asked Ultrasonic, why are you reducing your queue? I didn't understand that. And what they said was, that currently, there's 3 lanes before the pay station. And then when they opened their store, that's what everyone did. They went, they didn't know what they wanted, they paid. Now, the vast majority of their customers are that Easy Pass or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So they need more queuing after the pay station and less before, because people just, they get to they swipe their card or whatever they do, they get in there. So what it does, it has more queuing after the pay station before entry to the building and less before the pay station. It's just a consequence of people living their lives electronically. And then the large canopy on the west side of the building, a certain percentage of people, you take your car there, you get washed and you drive through yourself. Another percentage drops their car off, full detail. Well, they only have a real small canopy on that west side, so a car beautifully detailed gets pulled out. And so they want a larger roofed area so those cars stay out of the weather, out of the elements before the customer comes to pick it up.
Thanks, Mike.
So this went in front of the planning commission on November 13th. They recommended approval, went in front of Erie County Planning on November 20th, and they recommended approval.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Any other questions about this one? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion to approve or deny Rustic Ridge stormwater bond reduction from $119,988 down to $52,000.
So on December 1st, I went and performed a stormwater inspection at the Rustic Ridge site, which is on Cherry Street Extension. It's I think currently right now there's 2 houses being built. There's provision, I think, for 3 more. But they kind of dropped in the rain garden and put in the storm sewer aspects of the project. So primarily looking at the hard infrastructure that was put in so far. And based on what I found, we could reduce the bond down to $52,000. They still need to do the final grading, final plantings and completion of the rain garden improvements, the installation of a small wet pond, and then, as always, it has to be at least 70% vegetated cover before we look at a bond release, and we still need the as-built drawings of the final stormwater improvements. So this time, this is just a reduction from 119,988 down to 52,000.
Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Got a motion to approve or deny?
Make a motion to approve the reduction of the stormwater bond.
Regarding that? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, thank you. Other business, Mr. Solicitor?
I have no action items for you this evening.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Engineer Jonas?
Just a quick update, we did get the grant application submitted for the Downs Drive Improvement Project as well as the Old Silk Road Improvements Project. So those were submitted on time, and I looked, I do not know when we will find out the results, but I would hope that would be late winter, early spring. But I do not have a date when they'll post the results of the applications. And that's all I have for tonight.
Okay, great, thanks, Matt. Mr. Lee?
Yep, thanks for coming, and I don't see you again, happy holidays, but we should meet before then.
We should.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Walker?
Traffic light at Peach and 90s, up and running, operating correctly. Starting a grant process through Green Light Go on doing the study. Last study on Peach was 12 years ago. I believe it was based on 20,000 plus vehicles a day. Some of the traffic counts we're getting now are $61,000. So the study is warranted. It's a green light go grant study, and hopefully we can get everything coordinated better all down through that corridor. Excuse me. That's it.
Okay, great, thank you. Yeah, I know some people may notice the traffic seems kind of funky, and what's going on, I know, talking to Mike Hannes, the left-hand turn lanes, the cameras can't differentiate between the car that's sitting in the lane next to the left-hand turn lane and the guy that's actually in the lane. So it seems like more often than not, we get left-hand arrows, whether we need them or we don't. So sometimes you go down through there and you'll see a big gap with nobody, and everybody's sitting there waiting for the arrow to turn red. So that is a glitch in the software, according to, what's your names? The traffic.
Pathmaster.
Yeah, and they're supposed to have that hammered out, and that'll make a big difference, so let's hope for that. Started getting parts in for the hydraulic system for the new Mack truck today. Yesterday, Daryl's on that. So we should have that truck going, big guns. Everything's moving right along, so that's all I have. Public input, anyone have anything good?
On the news last week, Tony, you and I, or last meeting, you and I were talking about Mill Creek Township and their fire tax and stuff. That, I think her name is Clear.
Oh, Kim Clear.
Kim Clear. She was on the news the night that they swore in a bunch of fire guys. She said that they're using a fire tax, which I knew they had because I talked to my sisters. And they're also getting money from an LSD fund from the state. I have no idea what an LSD fund is, she didn't explain, but they're using that money to do this fire department thing. Is there any way we could become involved in that, maybe to look into it or something? I don't know what it is.
And she said,
LST.
I think she's meant LST is in Tom for the local services tax.
She said it was from the state.
Well, the local services tax comes from the people that work in the township.
I listened to it 3 times. I listened to it twice, on an evening, and the television station played the next morning, and it sure sounded like a D, but maybe I am wrong. But she said the funding was coming from the state to help pay for this fire department, and the guys for the fire department. So.
There's definitely talk about money from the county. Tim, what do you know?
I'm not sure what, like an LSD would be a local share, maybe a distribution. Oftentimes those would come from, I'm trying to Google what would that could be coming from. Like a gaming fund or something, but Mill Creek Township is a settlement community, much like Summit Township is, so that would all flow through the gaming authority. I don't know where that would come from, but I can look into it.
I mean, the ECRA money is state money, the gaming money is state money. There's so many different little groups of money. But yeah, we definitely are.
If you can get some money to help Perry Highway.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's all kinds of things going on in the county right now too. If we get everybody to do this county thing, and there's money for that, and money for this. So and that's great. That's why we're holding off also to see if we get some money from other sources. But this, just taking the, what do you call it up? The per capita, not the per capita, per capita. No.
The real estate tax, the millage. So
The millage, sorry. Increasing the millage is gonna get us another, what, 400-ish?
350-ish.
Yes, maybe, and, whatever. Yeah, we're definitely looking at other things, but it's just a slow process with everything. Once we get our thing from our study done from the DCD, that'll be another, I don't know,
Resource.
Yeah, another resource, and they're familiar with a lot of different funding too. I know they seem to be in the know of that kind of stuff. So yeah, we're definitely looking for help. We're not going to just try to do this off the tax of the residents, but do what we gotta do. Anything else? All right, anybody up here, motion to adjourn?